Welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. In this episode, we'll be looking at the semi-finals of the Champions League. Two huge, massive games. I have with me a massive Chelsea fan, Ryan Ahmed. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, Savai. What's up with you?
I'm doing well. How good does it feel to be in a semi-final of a Champions League after a while?
7 years to 8 years. No, actually, it's 2014, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 7 years were hell. We've been in the Champions League, I think, for 4 years out of the 7, and couldn't make it past the round of 16 on any of those occasions. So finally, once we made it past that, I had that belief that probably we could go at least till the semi-final, probably not to the final, but with the way the team is performing, especially in the big games, I think there's a good chance.
Good chance. And it's good that there's 4 really good teams, strong teams. I know there's a lot of Super League talk, but thank God that's over now, and we can at least focus on the football and move on and hopefully watch some quality stuff. Now, looking at the games, 2 really big games. In the first leg, Real Madrid versus Chelsea will be in the Bernabeu, and the first leg of the second semi-final will be in Paris between PSG and Man City. So, just looking at the Chelsea game first versus Madrid. Everyone thought, Liverpool were favorites going into that game because Madrid also had their defenders missing. It wasn't like they were going with their full team either. So, Liverpool's attack was given a much more greater evaluation before the game. But Madrid came out, their midfielders, the 2 guys, Kroos and Modric, rolling back the years. Yeah, and they played unbelievable. So for you, was that an upset, Madrid beating Liverpool? I know just looking at this season, I mean.
No, some people did believe that Liverpool were the favorites, but I always believe that when Madrid under Zidane in the European knockout stages, they are a different animal. They elevate. Every player elevates their game to a level they probably didn't find before. So they have not reached before. So that is, you can't discount that. I've been watching Madrid knockout games since the 2015-16 season, almost all of them, and with Ronaldo, without Ronaldo games. They've always gone probably into the 6th gear while playing because they reach a level that they don't reach during the La Liga season. That's something you cannot discount out of this Madrid side, especially under Zidane. And they have most of the spine from those 3 wins left in there, especially the midfield. And with that midfield, even at this stage, with those consistent performances, along with the dwindling backline they had, probably the 3rd choice centre-back partnership, that was a brilliant performance, especially in the first leg. Even Liverpool didn't come at them enough. In the first leg, they were a bit passive too. But just riding out that second leg, a 0-0, which is always welcome when you have the first leg lead, that was just proper game management by Zidane and his experienced spine of the team.
Yeah, I honestly feel that he goes under the radar, Zidane. He's not talked about as much as a coach. Everyone said he had Ronaldo, but now, like you said, he's doing it without Ronaldo. He's won the La Liga without Ronaldo against a Barcelona team that had Messi. So, I think he is...
They have spent a lot on Griezmann as well.
Yeah, exactly. And and now again they beat a really good Liverpool team as well. Despite the injuries, they had their own problems as well. So I think his management, like you said, spot on. But how will he approach this game against a Chelsea team who will be a bit more defensive than Liverpool, won't be as attacking, and there won't be as many gaps on the counter attack against Chelsea for Real Madrid?
Mustafa, I don't, no offense, but the notion that Chelsea is a defensive team under Tuchel is a little false, basically, because a defensive team is what they usually don't try to press. They don't press their opponents. They like to sit back, absorb all the pressure, then counter 1-2 chance, smash and grab those. That's not the kind of team Tuchel is building here. He wants the ball. He wants to possess the ball as much as he can. He sets the team up to attack the opponents and hounds. Like, they counter press really well. They set up traps really well. So I don't think Chelsea can be considered a defensive team, but they are a very solid team that, as you said, that don't leave any gaps while countering.
So would you say that their personnel in defense is better than Liverpool's right now? That's why it'll make it difficult for Madrid, rather than saying that...
I think the structure and transition is the biggest change Tuchel has implemented since Lampard left. Yeah. Because under Lampard, you must have seen many games where during the last moments or even during the middle of the game, we would be absolutely open on the counter. We were being slaughtered left, right, and center by many teams. So that's something he has changed. And as we saw Real Madrid, especially Vinicius Junior's first goal, and the ball over the top, the high line, I don't think Chelsea will give them that much room in behind. And even if they give, our defenders probably are well equipped to handle a sneaky dribbler like Vinicius. So I think that's something that Real Madrid won't have. But they outnumber. The thing with Zidane is he usually puts three people in the middle of the park, right?
Yeah.
Casemiro, Kroos, and Modric. I'm not sure about the availability of all the three for this game. I think all of them are available. So that's going to be the biggest battle that we will see within the war that is Chelsea and Real Madrid coming up this week.
Yeah, and just for Chelsea, attacking wise, Werner finally scoring, but then he missed a really good chance as well against West Ham.
Yeah, against West Ham.
But he'll get some confidence going into this game, and in this kind of game, finishing will be very important against Real Madrid
Very
because
important.
yeah. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Werner, he played well, but I don't think Werner is going to play against Real Madrid, in my opinion. I think he's going to go for a more conservative approach, probably hold the ball up, probably go with Havertz in the middle, Pulisic on the left, and obviously Mount has to start this match. There's no
a false nine, basically.
A false nine, yeah, you could say that with Havertz. But I think most of his team is going to be the same one as today, except Azpilicueta for Reece James, probably.
Yeah.
Or Reece James for Christensen, though either of those two changes. Most of the team is going to be the same. And it's just the front forward three that's going to be probably rotated a bit. Pulisic will keep his place because we need that guy who holds the ball up, who can dribble, who can take players on. Then Mount, who just unbelievable energy on the press. Yeah. And Werner, if Madrid plays a high line, then he could exploit that space. So it's either Werner or Havertz. I think there's not going to be many changes from this West Ham lineup.
Yeah, and do you have any news on Ramos and Varane? Varane, I mean, he tested positive. Is he done his quarantine?
Varane has recovered. Valverde is down with COVID. Vasquez is out for the season. Ramos, I haven't read anything yet. He did recover from COVID, tested negative. He has had that hamstring issue that has been negative. So I don't know if he's going to be fit enough to face Chelsea. And Mendy is also a doubt. So those two are doubts. They might play or they might not. But Vasquez and Valverde are out. That's a guarantee.
Yeah, and just your players to watch out for this game?
Benzema, man, I just love the guy. Benzema is going to be really tough to defend against. He's probably the second best striker in the world right now. Him, Lewandowski, and Kane are the creme de la creme. So you can interchange any of those three in those three positions. You know.
Yeah.
So is going to be a big problem for our defenders because he's a kind of forward we don't usually face in the Premier League. He's everywhere. He's there. He drops deep, plays as a 10. Switches with Vinicius on the wing. He can dribble. He can play those incisive balls. He's a handy finisher. So that's going to be a big problem. So Benzema is the one player that Chelsea has to look out for. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Chelsea's forward line is very inconsistent. So I don't know what to say.
Maybe Chilwell or Rudiger. Yeah, Mount for sure. Yeah, I think Mount. Mount for sure.
Some interesting battles that will happen, especially James versus Vinicius. That's going to be a really interesting battle.
Yeah.
And the midfield battle, Jorginho, Kante versus Casemiro, Kroos and Modric, especially Casemiro versus Kante. That's going to be very entertaining.
Yeah, 100%. Casemiro, I think in the second leg against Liverpool was outstanding. So,
another player who goes under the radar a lot when it comes to the best defensive midfielders in the world.
Yeah, for sure. And just lastly on this game, there's no fans, so the home and away kind of is different, but it's still, there's a lot of weight on it because of the structure, and away goal counts as double in a way. So away goals will be important. Having said that, what is your prediction for the first leg? How do you see it panning out? And overall, who do you think will go through?
The game, I think, is going to be played again at the Stefano Stadium.
Yeah.
In the training.
Sorry, not the Bernabeu, but the training ground. Yeah.
I'm going for a 1-1 draw, in my opinion. And then it's going to be Chelsea probably will get an away goal, a 1-1 draw, and we'll concede one as well. And then it's going to be all to play for at Stamford Bridge.
At Stamford Bridge. I know. You know one thing that I just remembered.
We didn't talk about Hazard at all. He's back for the game.
He's back, huh?
Yes. That's good.
You think he'll start or he'll come off the bench?
He'll probably come off the bench, but if he plays and scores, I don't know, man. I'm going to be in a very weird position because he's probably one of the biggest inspirations. But Obviously, I don't want someone scoring against Chelsea, but that guy, man, it's going to be bittersweet if he scores
Yeah.
against us.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if he comes on and scores, written in the stars. But just one last thing I wanted to say about this game is that training pitch in Bernabeu, in Madrid, is actually difficult. A lot of teams have found it difficult to adjust. We saw Barcelona as well losing there. We saw Liverpool losing there. It's not that easy to play there because it's a tighter pitch, I think, a bit smaller. So Madrid have played there day and out. Of course, they train over there. So I think they do have an advantage there, despite no fans being there.
But the difference is, Mustafa, that Barca plays on a big pitch in the
Camp Nou.
Camp Nou. Liverpool also has quite a wide pitch.
Yeah.
And at that the Stefano Stadium, it's all about the camera angles, in my opinion. Because a lower camera angle will make the pitch look smaller. If you go higher, it will look really wide. And Chelsea, from the camera angle, we see the size of the pitches are very similar to what Chelsea plays on and what we are going to face in the training complex, right? And I saw on social media somewhere that the pitch dimensions of this training ground stadium are actually quite similar to the dimensions of Anfield. So the complaints Jurgen Klopp made in that first leg probably are unfounded.
Unfounded. It'll be interesting. That's a really good that's a really good perspective from you. A really good way to look at it. But yeah, that wraps up the first game. The second game is equally, or you can say even more of a blockbuster. Yeah, it's a battle of the Sheikhs. Qatar versus UAE, PSG versus Man City. You just were telling me before the podcast started that there's rumors about Neymar injuring his thigh going into this game. Sorry, not Neymar, Mbappe. Sorry, injuring his thigh going into this game. That would be a massive loss. But apart from that, assuming that they're fit and everything, how do you look at this game? Kevin De Bruyne as well. There's doubts on him.
Doubts. I think Neymar and Mbappe both fit at 100%. They're going to cause a lot of problems in the Man City defense. I see them just eating them up on the counter, going in behind, Neymar playing those balls. Neymar's dribbling ability is going to play a big, big part in this. He can take out probably 4 or 5 players on one transition and then feed balls to Mbappe. And if Mbappe is not as wasteful as he was against Bayern Munich, then I see him a PSG win. But City, man, City, even with the second 11, they can cause problems to any big side in Europe, because especially Foden, man, I rate that guy so high.
He played a massive part in the second best player. He played a massive part in the quarterfinals. And I think City, their what do you call it? The kryptonite kind of thing was the quarterfinals, against a bit lower level teams compared to themselves. Now they're playing a match in terms of money, in terms of players, everything. They're playing a match. And I think they might fancy it, to be honest with you, playing against PSG. For me, it's Neymar. If he can finish, it's going to be a win for PSG. He gets into great positions. His dribbling is amazing. He's a baller, no doubt. I mean, a lot of people have opinions on him, but I rate him highly as a football player. But I just feel that he gets into really good positions and he misses his chances. We saw that against Bayern, even in this game, in the quarterfinals, and last season as well. It didn't hurt them this time around, but I have a feeling against City it might. So I just want to see Neymar be a bit more clinical. We've seen what Mbappe can do in front of goal.
Yeah. Now that he fit is going to be a big boost to PSG, as well as Marquinhos is back.
That's what I was going to ask you. I know Bayern have a strong attack, but there was no Lewandowski there, but PSG still conceded goals. So are you a bit worried because City's defense, yes, they've conceded goals here and there, but they haven't leaked too many. And attacking wise, they're pros threats, like you've already mentioned, the likes of Foden. So how would you look at this PSG defense?
PSG defense, simply with Marquinhos in there, he's that leader in there who absolutely boosts the morale of the rest of the defenders as well as the goalkeepers. So Marquinhos, who's the captain of the club, he's probably the best defender. And him, if he's back for the game, I'm not sure. I didn't see any reports. I'm probably misinformed here. If he's back, then that's going to be a big boost for PSG in terms of defending. And Man City have so much attacking talent in that team that they can unlock any defense in the world. So this is going to be a battle of equals, and I think Pochettino is going to set up PSG on the counter from the get-go to attack the space in behind with the pace of Mbappe and the sharpness of Neymar. So I think that's going to be the tail of the tape of this encounter.
Yeah, and he's beaten Pep in the quarterfinals of Champions League with the Spurs team. He has a better team now. So, but at the same time, Pep is a great manager. Yeah, the VAR controversy. He got a bit of luck there, but he still did a really good job with that Spurs side. Now he has a better team. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll beat City, but it does give him a good chance. He will go in with some confidence, 100%. Any news on Kevin De Bruyne?
Kevin De Bruyne was I think he's going to be out of the League Cup final tomorrow, and I don't know. I didn't check. Let's give it a check once.
But yeah, I think it's going to be he's going to play a vital part if he does play. If he doesn't play, hopefully he can come back in the second leg for them because he orchestrates.
He's fit. He's been past fit for the cup final, so he's going to be fit for the knockout game as well.
Yeah, I think for the cup final he might come on as sub. Yeah, so yeah, that will be big. If Kevin De Bruyne's fit, that'll be big, orchestrating that midfield. And yeah, how do you see this first leg panning out? It's in Paris, and then eventually the outcome of the whole leg from both ties.
If Marquinhos is back and Navas is up for it, as he is usually in the latter stage of the competition, I'm probably going to go 2-0 PSG.
You're going to go 2-0 PSG, and overall, you see them going through over City?
That's going to be tough. I don't know. They might go through, but it's probably 60-40 in favor. But I'm sorry, I can't predict. I'm a very bad predictor. So,
but you got it right. You got it completely right last time. You said PSG is going to beat Bayern, and not many people said that. You took everything into consideration, and you gave PSG the win, and that worked out. Over here as well, I have a bias against Man City, so
I actually told you that PSG will go through on away goals as well.
Yeah, you said that exactly, and that's exactly what happened. So I don't know why you're saying you're not good at predictions. You're a very humble man, but I also feel like PSG have a slight advantage, but it all depends on Mbappe, right? If he doesn't play, then it gives City the advantage again. So it's going to be interesting. Again, away goals might play a factor. If PSG can keep a clean sheet at home, they'll be very, very lethal going to the Etihad.
Very, very satisfied with what they've done. And if they can nick a couple, that's going to be like the job.
Yeah, if they say 2-0 going to Etihad, that's a huge advantage, something like that. Even 1-0, it'll give them advantage because if you keep a clean sheet, then you score one away goal, you have the advantage straight away. And I think that's how it's gonna be a very close game. Yeah. It's going to be a very, very, very close game, I feel, as well. I'm tipping PSG for personal biases as well, but also they have a really good team. But yeah, I think that wraps it up.
I'm tipping PSG because I don't want City in the final if we go through.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you lastly. Who would you rather have in the final?
Pep is somebody who doesn't like it when a manager beats him, and then he's going to unleash hell on him. Because Tuchel beat him.
Or you can say Tuchel has the better of Pep because you beat Pep once, you start getting under his skin like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's beating them. So
somehow Ole every conversation.
Yeah, but any last thoughts going into the semifinals?
I don't know. It's going to be fun to watch, especially I don't know. There are these conspiracy theories coming up that the referees are going to be against Real Madrid because of their involvement in the European Super League.
They're still attached to it.
Super League. So there are all these storylines going through, and it's going to be a fun 2 games, 2 days, really entertaining Champions League nights.
Yeah, I hope we see quality football. The last round was really good to watch. I hope we see even better football.
But Chelsea versus Real Madrid going to be more of a battle.
More of a battle, yeah. Even if you don't see many goals, I just feel if it's a close game, it'll be interesting. We've had a lot of emotional drama in the last few weeks.
Very physical, more of a slog than a absolutely high tempo game.
Yeah,
so it's I don't know, man. It's tough to predict. Happen, but my tentative score predictions.
Yeah, no, I agree. Some really good analysis there. Like you said, I think the Chelsea and Madrid will be a bit different to watch. They'll be a bit more, you would say, defensive, maybe less goals, but the PSG, Man City might be full of goals as well. But we don't know. It's Champions League football. Anything can happen. And we're just hoping for some quality games after an emotional roller coaster of a couple of weeks. So it's good to be concentrating on the football, and best of luck for the semis, and I'll catch you after. Thank you so much for joining me, man.
Best of luck for your semis as well. Roma.
Against Roma. That's also going to be massive. That's the biggest European tournament, the Europa League.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have other thoughts on that because we haven't had a good run in semi-finals, so I'll need all the luck that you've given me. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll catch you after and enjoy the games.
I've had a ball on here. Amazing.
Thank you so much, man. Take care.